Welcome to our speedy, quick version of Three Little Birds. We start out with a piece of Canson oil and acrylic paper cut into quarters, and we use 3/4 per kid. We will make ombres using only primary colors. So start with red and use a little at the top. Then you're going to dip a corner of your brush in a little red and yellow, and you're going to finish with yellow. Then theoretically, your brush should just have yellow on it, so you don't need to clean it. You can see I did have a tiny bit of orange showing, but I think it's okay. Then you blend from yellow to blue, and you'll see how the green appears in between. Now you've got blue on your brush, so start the top of the next sheet with the blue and blend into red, and you'll see that purple appear in between. Now you will notice that the paper curls briefly when it's wet, but when it dries, it flattens out. Now we're going to flip them over, and we're going to draw 3 different simple body shapes. We want to make them pretty big, like 2/3 of the size of each sheet. You could just draw like a rectangle and round the corners with your scissors. So once you cut them out, now you've got some remaining paper that you can use for one wing if they're facing to the side, or 2 wings if you want them to be facing forward. Note that you can use one wing to trace and make an identical wing. Once you get those, we need beaks, and I kind of like using scraps of the yellow paper to make a beak. Now we're going to find our strip of 6x18 black paper and spread out our bird bodies. Once you get it like you want, we're going to add a dot of glue to the middle of the body and hold it for a count of 10 to give it a chance to really adhere. Do that for all 3. Now we're not doing the edges because you may want to tuck a wing or a tail underneath. After you have glued everything down, we are going to use a Sharpie for eyes and a white colored pencil to make the whites of the eyes. We will also use those 2 to just add some embellishments if you want to add some doodads to your tail or whatever. Also, you can use the scraps of paper that are left over to make little embellishments to the wings, or maybe they have a little crown of, feathers sticking off their head, whatever the kids want to do. The last step is to use your colored pencil to add legs, and you can optionally add a tree branch and leaves with other colors, brown and green or whatever works for you. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed.